Welcome in Showtime channel. Please subscribe in my channel to follow all the new videos. This video about Texas college football rankings. Baylor still number 1. Baylor, 9-1, last week, 1. The Baylor Magic finally wore off when the Bears let OU run over them in second half after leading by 25 in the first half. Still, Baylor had a chance to tie or win at the end until a Charlie Brewer interception. Even with the loss, the Bears should get a rematch with the Sooners in the Big 12 title game. 2. SMU, 9-1, last week, 2. The Mustangs had the week off and will be going for their first 10-win season since 1984 when they take on Navy. 3. Texas A&M, 7-3, last week, 3. If this was the Aggies' last win of the season, they are at Georgia and at LSU the next 2 weeks. They proved they can run the ball. A&M had 319 yards rushing in a 36 win over South Carolina. 4. TCU, 5-5, last week, 5. The Horned Frogs nearly blew a 24-3 lead in Lubbock but came back to win 33-31. The defense tried to screw it up, but we got the last 2 stops, and that's what mattered, Coach Gary Patterson said. Up next is OU in primetime. 5. Texas, 6-4, last week, 4. Texas is back, although not exactly where Sam Ehlinger said they were after a win over Georgia in the Sugar Bowl that seems like a long time ago. Texas is back to mediocrity in the Big 12, where it's been since Colt McCoy's injury in the national title game against Alabama. That the Longhorns had 2 key penalties on Iowa State's winning drive only added to the growing unrest in Austin. 6. Texas Tech, 4-6, last week, 6 down 24-3 in the second quarter. The Red Raiders came all the way back to take a 31-30 lead on TCU, only to lose on a last-second field goal, a familiar trend in the Big 12 this week. Tech finishes at home against Kansas State and at Texas and needs to win both for a bowl. 7. Houston, 3-7, last week, 7. Stop us if you've heard this one before. The Cougars looked pretty good early against a ranked team, this time number 18 Memphis, but eventually ran out of gas as coach Dana Holgorsen put it. The result of 45-27 loss and no bowl game. The good news is the scout team looked pretty good with its mix of transfers and redshirts. 8. North Texas, 4-6, last week, 8. The Mean Green had a week off and need to sweep Rice and UAB to qualify for a bowl. 9. Utsa, 4-6, last week, 9. Quarterback Lowell Narcisse captured it all with his comments after a 36-17 loss to Southern Miss. Good ain't good enough at this point, he said. 10. Rice, 1-9, last week, 11. After a season of coming close, the Owls finally got a win at Middle Tennessee State. Harvard transfer Tom Stewart looked like the smart choice as the starter at quarterback. He completed 18 of 23 for 22 yards and 3 TDs in a 31-28 win. The Owls finish against North Texas and UTEP. 11. Texas State, 3-7, last week, 10. It doesn't get any easier for the Bobcats. After a 63-27 loss at home to Troy, they face number 25 Appalachian State. 12. UTEP, 1-9, last week, 12. Kyle Loxley last for 4 incompletions at QB for the Miners before being replaced by Gavin Hardison. It didn't matter in a 37-10 loss to UAB. UTEP finishes against a pair of one-win teams in New Mexico State and Rice.